All right, Battletech enthusiasts, I'm looking through some light mechs that I do not have in my collection. And we're going to fix that. We're going to remedy that because these are mechs that I should have playing certain clans or looking to boost my inner sphere resources. Approaching this from asking the question of acquiring mechs because I've got a solid collection. Approaching the question and saying, let's look at this mech and based on the tactica of what we see, what place do we see it occupying in our collection? And then using that as a springboard off to ask the question, is this something that's going to fit my play style or your play style? And is this a mech that we're going to utilize and configure either to play the type of games I like or perhaps maybe to open up a new aspect of Battletech? Now, we're jumping a little bit forward in the timeline here. Most games I play are Inner Sphere, but I represent Jade Falcon, absolutely, right? Restoring peace and order to those Desgras mech warriors in the Inner Sphere and the corrupt houses. So I've been also looking at some of the lighter end mechs for Jade Falcon, kind of signature clan mechs. Not that there isn't crossover. I mean, you could really play any clan mech in any clan. Just back it up by trial of possession and you won. There you go. We can always fit that narrative. But I find myself in exploring the clans, my play style with that, and this leads into the Cougar. My feeling, my play style with the clans does tend to be more on the heavy mech side and the assault mech side. And those are kind of the stars that I tend to build. And the reason for that is that's just kind of a holdover from playing Inner Sphere, where I love heavy and assault mechs. But the clan mechs based on the tech, when combined with speed, when combined with the fact that their weapons generally hit harder and longer or further than Inner Sphere, when you're playing a clan heavy mech, that's almost like the equivalent of a Inner Sphere assault mech. When I'm playing mediums for clans, it's almost like playing heavies for Inner Sphere. So I don't have as many light mechs as I'd like to have, realizing that I kind of need to correct that a little bit. Also to add more of a strike force or a precision ability to hit, more tactica. Maybe I want to use refused flank, or maybe I want to really use a lot of tremendous speed. So looking at I was trying to look at some light mechs that have some really serious punch that can really engage and either destroy Inner Sphere light mechs in very, very quick, make quick work of them. I won't say one turn, but 2 or 3 turns. Or, not that we want to go lights to mediums, but light mechs, clan mechs that could engage and slag Inner Sphere medium mechs. With the idea, so essentially using light mechs to be very, very aggressive to destroy. So this was kind of the placeholder, and I see the Cougar kind of slotting into this. Certainly not the only mech. The other challenge that I want to quickly address, and we're generalizing a little bit here, playing clans to Inner Sphere, generally speaking, the Inner Sphere outnumbers the clans, even if you're not going into combined arms. And as an Inner Sphere player, you better outnumber the clans because the advantage that you have, and we talked about this and I pushed this up to the playlist, my Battletech playlist here on the channel, the one thing that you have above the clans is initiative. You're going to outnumber them based on battle value. So you need early on to be very aggressive with all your machines, with everything you have, to take advantage of that initiative. They can't shoot everything at once, right? And maybe you're playing with the clan honor rules. But from that perspective, as soon as Inner Sphere players start taking losses and the initiative comes down to where clan initiative is about the same with Inner Sphere, you're in a lot of trouble. You are in a lot of trouble as an Inner Sphere player because you're going to be knocking out a mech easily every 2 or 3 turns. I mean, it's absolutely crazy, crazy. Now, of course, we're getting a little bit off track. The way you boost that, of course, would be combined arms and infantry, but clans can counter that with their own specialized vehicles and certainly battle armor. You're going to be bringing battle armor groups for the clans. So what I was looking for, the collection, was some Jade Falcon light mechs that pack some punch, that have, I don't need super speed, but good speed, and lighter end mechs, trying to keep that battle value down. Although, look, they're pricey. It's the clans, where I can hunt down and destroy those light mechs, essentially like initiative gobblers. I'm going to look to destroy your stuff very, very fast to bring that initiative down and put the hurt on you. And with my heavies, usually when I play my heavies and assaults, I really don't want to issue challenges to light mechs or medium mechs because they're going to run and gun. And I'm fast as a clan player, even with the heavies and the assaults, but not that fast. But I can't really have these lights and mediums zapping me because I don't want to get zapped, and B, again, initiative, absolutely initiative. I made a mistake once. It was a while since we played the clans, and we're moving in. I've got my summoners moving in, and this spider pilot just zips by me, like jumping around, running around, doing whatever. And I fire on it just without thinking. I just totally fired on it. And I'm like, uh-oh, I just fired on that mech. I just issued a challenge. The rest of the game, that mech is zipping around, running away. And I'm like, I'm trying to capture it. So I want to be able to directly challenge and do that. Okay, so looking at, and I should say this, the difference between light mechs clans and battle armor clans. Certainly firepower, although there are some variants that are pretty nasty with the battle armor, but the battle armor doesn't have the speed. I need something with some range and with some speed. Okay, what caught my eye with the Cougar, it's got a good amount of speed. It's got the heat sinks to mount the weaponry. We're coming in at 1,400 or 1,500 battle value. That's not that pricey. You know, first time I see battle value by default, I'm a little bit shocked with the clans, even after all these years, because I'm primarily inner sphere. But in terms of clan mechs and how they go in the Omni mechs, that's really not a ton. Two large pulse lasers. We've got the damage, we've got good range, and we've got the ability to cut down on the modifiers right there. That's got some bite. Those two, it's got redundancy, right? I'm firing two weapons. Those going against a light mech, that's got some bite. If I had to engage some mediums, I could, but I'm really not going to try and do that. But then we back it up with two LRM 10 packs. Now, of course, the first thing I'm thinking is, well, 10 packs, I'd like 15 or 20s. Fritz, it's a light mech for the battle value buy-in. We're trying to have, I see with the Cougar, it has just enough hurt to cripple or destroy light mechs very, very fast as they're running and gunning, as they're trying to get out of there, as they're trying to move. It's got enough of staying power that if it's some Jenners or some of the more aggressive inner sphere light mechs, not that I want to take those armor bubbles, but I could take that damage, but it is definitely going to cripple. It is definitely going to cripple. And I like the LRMs as hunters for light mechs. This is also what really kind of drew me to this mech. And, you know, of course, it looks sexy. It looks absolutely fantastic. But having the two 10 packs, if I connect with those, with the LRM missiles on a light mech, it's going to soften up different areas. It's just going to say, like, hit, like, left arm, left leg, left arm, right leg, right torso, whatever I hit. Let's say we're straight on. That's not going to punch through in one volley, but it's going to weaken it significantly that the next time I hit with one of those lasers, it is going to punch through. So I see it really as a great way to soften things up, and it has two 10 packs. And the two lasers, it's got those two aspects working together. I see this as a very, very intriguing and very specialized mech for that role in my star. I was going to say Lance in my star.